This is the Diana Wright Show. We begin right now live on the internet. Yes, we're live online every morning at 10:30, and this is no different. It's Tuesday morning, and we thank you so much for joining us from around the world and in the United States. Welcome. And this is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Yes? And the next verse says, send prosperity now, but nobody seems to get to that place in the next verse. Okay? All right. I just want to wonder this morning, did you tell yourself that you love you this morning? Hope you did, and hope you got what you wanted from your boxes of blessings. Yes? Have you thought about hope, faith, and prayer, how they interlink? And how if you don't have hope, then, you might as well just give up. But if you have hope with faith and you pray, wow, the world and life simply opens up to you. And then if you love yourself on top of all of that, my goodness, what a wonderful life you could have if you just decide to love who you are, embrace who you are with all your faults and all the things that you really don't like and all the things you wish you could change. Just love the way you are. No one is saying you can't go get a nose job or, some kind of other thing done to yourself. But before you do all of that, just celebrate who you are and love who you are because of who you are, because you were truly made wonderfully by the Creator God. So if we just be thankful, appreciate, and love who we are. Join in my I Love Me crusade, which we celebrate every year on April 30th. It's International I Love Me Day. Created by the Diana Wright Show, launched this year, 2013, April 30th. So next year will be our second year, and I hope and I pray that each and every one of you will tell someone, encourage someone, give someone the gift of loving themselves. So that's my request for you today. Pass it on. Let it be catching. Let it be addictive. To love who you are. Spread the word. Get all your friends on Facebook to join the chain of the I Love Me crusade. We're not going out to have a crusade, but we're crusading through you. Each and every one of you, male or female, because men, you do need to love yourself also. Because lots of men don't love who they are, hence they chase every skirt that they see. They become sex addicts, some of them, and have to go into therapy. But by simply loving who you are, don't blame your parents. Forget about what your parents didn't give you, what they didn't do for you, how they didn't hug you or love you. You start your own chain. Love your kids, hug your kids. Love yourself, hug yourself. You can hug yourself too. It's important to do so and break the curse of self-hate that we seem to have in abundance. I am so surprised at the amount of people who just don't like who they are or love who they are, or they're dissatisfied with the nose, the skin shade color. Oh my goodness, the brown eye. They want green eyes when they have brown. They want blue eyes. Oh my Lord. Could we just be, I wonder if we all were satisfied with who we are, loving ourselves individually. How much more pleasant the world would be. Because if you go back in time and you see all the people who do all the crazy things, I guarantee you that they don't love themselves. And they will tell you that they were either depressed, or they felt like they didn't get this from the government, or that from their mother, or that from their dad, or they're mad with someone around them and they decide to just go crazy, or they just decide to copy what someone else has done. So where are you in that genre? that I just spoke of? Are you loving yourself? Are you having hope in yourself? Are you having faith in God? And are you praying about whatever your troubles are? And even when you don't get the answer, because a lot of times people will pray, especially religious people who are church people who are so holy, and they're praying for their loved one to not die and they die. And then we see that and we go, oh, so why didn't your prayer save the person? Well, because God was just ready for that person to come home. So yes, you pray, but that doesn't mean you're going to get the answer that you want all the time. So let us look into hope, faith, and prayer. The 3 words I'd like for you to keep in mind today as you go about your business, as you go about your depression, as you go about your feeling sorry for yourself and having your own pity party that no one else wants to join. Those 3 words, and of course the word that you always must keep in your heart, in your mind, in your spirit, in your soul, in your mouth, wherever you are, is the word love. And just sandwich it between 2 slices of bread. One is I and one is me. So I love me. There goes your sandwich. Your sandwich is a sandwich that you can't do without. I am too tired of meeting people who just don't like who they are and complaining about, oh, I'm too fat. If you're too fat and you don't like the fat, just do something about it. But love yourself in your fatness. People who say, oh, I'm not married, so I'm not happy. I'm tired of being single. Yeah, I've been told that. But if you enjoy your single life, when the marriage comes, you will at least be able to say, yes, I was joyful and happy with my single life, in my singleness. If you are obese, you should love yourself despite being obese, because when you get slim, the love will just continue with you. Love of self will continue. And if you think your skin is too dark, stop using all them products to get it lighter, because it really doesn't work, because you do know the secret. Once you use those products and they make your skin look lighter or seem lighter, eventually you kind of seem darker than you started out with. And if you don't believe me, ask someone who's used those products, because I've asked many. So what do you have to lose? Love yourself? Have some hope with some faith and some prayer? There's not much that you have to lose. As I say, welcome again from around the world and in the United States. Thank you for joining me for this word of hope. And I just pray that it touches someone. It's Tuesday, so it's time to hear from People 490, from Judith, who will tell us a little bit more about her recruitment drive coming up on June 15th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And you can go to her website at people490.com. It's so easy to remember. So as we wait for her and speak to her as the program continues, we just would like to give you some rapid news for the day. What's the rapid? But don't forget those words now. Hope, faith, pray, prayer. I'm not talking about the prayer that you ask your pastor to pray for you for. I'm talking about the prayer that you're going to pray for yourself, your family, your needs. Asking God, what can I do today to encourage someone else? To do some good in the world today? How can I inspire someone else today? What is my purpose in this life? I hope you find it, because you need to find it. How can I encourage a teenager to love who they are despite their raging hormones and what they think is never going to happen? Let them know that life has just begun. When you leave high school, your journey is just beginning. So enjoy the journey, focus on where you want to go, and put in the work to get you to that place. Because faith without works equals zero. So be inspired, be uplifted today, and know that God is still in the miracle working business. I promise you that. And when you read Deadly Negligence, that is the title of my book, you will truly know that God is still in the miracle working business. Hallelujah. Yes. Thank you, God. He is still in that business. So I approved the book to go to press yesterday, and I'll tell you when it's going to be available on Amazon.com, on my website, and on sixheartspublishing.com. We'll let you know all of that. Will not cost you much either. $20. That's it. To read my story and see how it can help you to increase your faith, to pray more, trust God, and never give up hope. Hope, hope, hope. Remember the president's book, The Audacity of Hope, and look where it got him. Wow. Anyway, I'll start my journey this morning in Texas, where a very famous doctor, Miss Gonzalez, who was actually featured in a cancer ad about, what great things are being done in cancer research, Miss Gonzalez decided, based on what we're told, that she could put something in her loved one coffee when he came over to visit. And even though they work at the same place and they have a thing going on, I don't ever think you should be in love with someone who is working at the same place. It's too close for comfort. So she gave him the first cup of coffee and he said, "I guess it's a little sweet." She explained, but she said, "Drink it up and I'll give you another one that's less sweet." So he just continued to drink the coffee. Of course, 16 hours after, he was in the emergency room fighting for life. He survived but has kidney troubles and now has to get dialysis. So what makes a successful doctor? Respected? Doing great things for cancer research? What would possess her to do something like this? They haven't said yet. But I am willing to say to you that there is some kind of cheating thing going on. A woman scorned is the worst woman on the planet. But what would lead anyone to risk all that they've done? Of course, she's now on administrative leave from the hospital in Texas. Why would anyone, I don't care what love has done to you, what a guy has done to you, what a woman has done to you, what disappointment you face in love, there is absolutely no reason, no purpose, no need for you to try to kill someone, and where do you end up? You don't have the person. Remember, what was it? She was an astronaut who drove all the way to Florida to come and try to kill the other guy, the guy that left her girlfriend. Love is a good thing, but my God, it can force some of us to do some crazy things. And as I always say to some of my friends, if you find yourself willing to go kill somebody for a guy that you love, or he's leaving you for someone else, or your husband is cheating and he's leaving you for the other woman, and you're willing to go kill, something is wrong with you And that love is a dangerous kind of love that we don't need. And if you find yourself following your husband around, like driving in your car and watching to see where he goes and where he parks, you're crazy. Don't do that. It is beneath you as a woman to do that. Let the brother go and do his thing, and maybe he'll just get something from cunnilingus. How about that? Because it is said that a lot of men, they stray from their wives because their wives are not willing to do cunnilingus and other crazy things that they want to do in the bedroom. So they go out and seek it. And then unfortunately, like I was watching a show over the weekend, unfortunately they bring home chlamydia and all kinds of other crazy things to their wives, who now have to get treatment for something she had nothing to do with. Hello, people. Can we just wake up and smell some of the coffee that we're not really smelling right now? If someone wants to leave you, let them go. Why would you want to be with someone who doesn't want to be with you? I just never understand that. Seriously. So as I'm in the mode, I'm going to remind you of a party that will give you a chance to save a life instead of taking one. And that is October 5, when Save a Life Jamaica Foundation will throw the party of the year. It is called the White Fundraising Party. That's a theme. You must wear white, so start going out and gathering your white outfit. For the guys, it's easy. They just have to throw on a white pants and a white shirt and they're good to go. But you know, for the ladies, we want to make a statement when we walk in. So we have to make some more effort to get something white. But I'm sure you can find a white outfit in your closet. If it looks a little yellow, just put it in the washing machine and some bleach and it will be brand new again. Imagine that. So October 5, we give you the opportunity to save a life through Save a Life Jamaica Foundation. And of course, April 30th, 2014, I Love Me, International I Love Me Day. So it's I-I-L-M-E. Because you know we like to give everything's an abbreviation these days. Like it's The Diana Wright Show, it's TDWS. So we like to do that these days. You know, if you don't do it, you're not hip enough. So we're going to be TDWS. That's what we are. So we're going to get a graphic to put that up. Right? So, and as I speak of graphics, let me just change this one and put up another one. Here we go. So you can see more of my white. I'm not going to wear this to the party. It's just white. I've got to get something that makes a statement when I walk into that party. Because I am going to have a good time, and we trust that you will come and have a good time too. And if you can't make the party, please do me a big favor and go online and make your donation to Save a Life Jamaica Foundation. Abbreviate it and go on. Yes. You will be having some fun. And it's always good to have some fun. You know that, don't you? So let's stop chasing after people who don't love us and start loving ourselves and be good with the people around us who love who we are. Whether it's a friend, a spouse, a significant other, your children, whomever it is, your mom, your dad, let's just give some love today as we continue to hope, have faith, and pray. So, I don't know what possessed Dr. Gonzalez to do what she did, but we're told that she used, whatever she used was a chemical that they have in antifreeze that you use for your car, but that same chemical is also used in a lot of the drugs or the experiments that they do at the cancer center where she works. So we don't know which one she used, but lady, you're crazy if you're going to give up your entire career for a guy. Yes, he's a doctor too, but I'm sure you can find someone else if he dumped you. I don't know what the situation is, but I am promising you that some dumping is in there. or some cheating is in there. It's always the case when women go crazy. Someone is cheating or someone is dumping. So what if you're dumped? Maybe one of these days you'll be the dumper. Yeah? Just think of it that way. Be confident in yourself and love who you are. And then dumping or dumper doesn't really matter that much. And if someone loses love for you, Shirley, goodbye. And women and men, when you break from a relationship, whether it's marriage or just a dating thing, can you just take some time to breathe before you jump into the next one? I think that's a good idea, don't you? Absolutely. Wow. Okay. The Obama administration is being kind of accused of something that doesn't look so pretty today. Some people are saying that the president has decided to get off the morning after pill train because he's running no longer for any office, so he doesn't have to worry about parents. And some are saying, well, the Justice Department just couldn't win this appeal anyway. But my thing is this a moral issue or a political one? So we have now learned that the morning after pill will be available to anyone without any restrictions, whether you're 5 or you're 100. If you had sex and you think you might be pregnant, you can then go to the pharmacy without a prescription and purchase the morning after pill and take it. So the moral part of it is young women are beginning to have periods very early these days. Some 8-year-old having their period. So if that 8-year-old kind of goes a little crazy on their parents and decide that they want to try the sex thing, should it be that they are going to be able to go and buy that pill to take? So morality versus politics. Which side are you on? I truly believe that they should have pursued this, and it should not be available to anyone younger than 17 or 18 years old. 18 should be the age because, you know, in the US, if you're 18, you are then an adult, even though I don't agree with that. Totally not. Because most 18-year-olds, 20-year-olds, 22-year-olds don't have a clue what the hell they're doing. Yeah? They're still confused. They're still trying to find themselves. Some of their brains are not even finished developing. And as the doctor said recently, that he believes that 24 is the age that we should actually want our children to leave the nest. I do agree with that. Because I do believe, especially depending on how that child is raised, how the person is brought up, the surrounding, the situations that surround them. An adult at 18? No. Most teenagers are not able to know who they are, what they want to do, what their focus is about life at 18. Give them some time to enjoy their teenage years, their after teenage years. We seem to be just pushing these kids to become adults overnight. I have spoken about it several times. We are living vicariously through our children. We should not do that. And we should allow our children to pursue their own passions and their own dreams. Without us interfering, we just need to support and encourage. Because it's so much better to have a dream that's not your parents' than to be in jail, or to be running from the law, or to be doing bad things. So parents, be encouraged. And I don't know how early we need to start talking to our kids. I think we really need to start talking to them about sex and all the things that surround sex from they are like going to elementary school now, or little school you call it. So 4 or 5, yes, you're going to give it to them in doses, but you need to start letting them know, because here we go again. No restrictions on the morning after pill. No matter how old you are, you can just go in and buy it. It's not available yet on the shelves, but it will be. So, was the Obama administration pressured to change their tune or their course? Or is it that what some people are saying, that they're no longer running for office, so, no need to impress any parents? Wow. I hope that's not true. Let us more believe the fact that the Justice Department realizes that they just could not win the appeal. Freedom. But how early do we want to give our kids that kind of freedom? Because you do have some very precocious 8-year-olds, And as girls mature so much earlier these days, watch out. Anyway, we see that Virginia Airport was evacuated this morning because of some credible threat. So all the passengers were standing outside. You could go back home in your car if you like, or, whatever. Or you could just wait to see what happens. Life has become so crazy and so unpredictable these days. So dangerous. So, Mr. NSA leaker, Mr. Snowden, seems to be on the run. No one knows where he is. As we're told that he's possibly going to go to Iceland to plea for asylum from that country. And Mr. WikiLeaks is advising him to go to Latin America. Wow. Increíble, I think. But if the US wants to find him, I know they will find him. He claims he has a lot more spilled beans to spill. And the reporter from The Guardian, who's getting all the spilling of the beans, refuses to let anyone know where he is, because he knows, because he's in touch with him. And do you know that one of the demands of Mr. Snowden to the reporter from The Guardian is that he had to have encryption on his computer and cell phone and everything before he will begin to speak? So they had to get all of that done prior to even having a conversation with Mr. Snowden, because he knows what needs to be done to your computer, your smartphone, and everything, so the government is not able to track you. Well, I wonder what other secrets he has as we wait for him to come out and drip. Remember Mr. WikiLeaks? He would give some and then he would pull back and then he would give some more and people would get all upset. Where is he anyway? Is he in Ecuador? Where is he? Inquiring minds want to know. Wow. Anyway, a little interesting story. Tai Chi. I'm sure you must have heard about this ancient Chinese, Japanese, Oriental, whatever label they put on it, Tai Chi, that really relaxes your muscles and exercises you, and well, they say stretch your muscles. I don't think you can really stretch your muscles, but anyway. And they must be very proud today because they're being credited for making Mr. Tim Tebow, better and more precise with his throws. Well, the breaking news today is that the Patriots are going to sign Mr. Tebow. The New England Patriots, that is. But I think Ochocinco, Chad Ochocinco, wasn't he playing for the Patriots at one time too? Well, he ain't smiling today because he's now in the jail. Because he decided that he would slap his female attorney on her butt. And then when he went to court to try to not go to jail, he angered the blonde judge because when she spoke about what he did, he decided to then slap his male attorney on the butt. So what did the judge do? Simple. She has the power right now, so what she did was she just put the file down on the front and said, I'm done with this, you're off to jail, even though his attorney tried to apologize. The court was laughing when he did his slap thing. So the judge was not amused. So if you are going to continue to be a clown, Mr. Ochocinco Chad Johnson, then you need to make sure you're making the jokes in the locker room with your friends and not in front of a judge who's blonde and beautiful in the court in Florida. So we're now told that he's off to jail in Broward County. Well, I guess after headbutting his wife, Miss Evelyn Losado, who was so bragging about her big old engagement ring and all the wonderful things that were going to happen in her life, I guess she just didn't factor in the bump to her head. The headbutt that she would have gotten when she asked him about his affairs. If you know a guy's a cheating guy, why marry him? I don't want to have no cheating guy. Yes, even if he cheats at some point, I don't want to know he's cheating prior to me getting there. So she knew he was a cheater, a player, whatever you want to call him. But she was okay because the fame is so much more important, you see. And she lost her friendship with Jennifer over it and all that good stuff. Is that show still on the air? I don't even know. Because I decided to just stop watching these shows because some of them are just outright crazy. But at some point, sometimes, according to my mom, you know, you get bored. You don't have anything else to watch, so you watch them. And I think this must be Judith from People 490. Hello, good morning, Judith. How are you?
I am fine. Good morning. I apologize for running this late, but...
That's all right. Not a problem. We waited for you by giving some interesting stories, like advising Mr. Chad Ochocinco not to slap his attorney on his butt in front of a blonde judge.
I thought he was in the NFL
locker room. Yeah, you know. But I think
they do that in the NFL thing. So when I saw that, especially the one with the hand around, you know, the attorney, like, oh, we're getting a little cozy here.
Yes, you know, I'm like, does he have any respect for authority or anything or anyone?
But you have to understand, you know, that some of them, the professionalism that goes into that setting, they're not aware of it, but they're so engrossed in their previous life and the experience they have in what they do as an NFL player, that they're not thinking that there should be a change.
Ah, wow. My goodness. I was quite shocked, and the judge she was mad. I mean, she was just so mad. I was like, okay.
Yes. How dare you?
Yes, how dare you? And you think this is a joke? And she just went off on him.
Yes.
So anyway,
in my courtroom,
yes,
you gotta do the things that you're supposed to do in my courtroom.
Amen to that. So what's happening in the courtroom of People 490 today?
In this courtroom, I still want, because I'm getting a resume that needs to be addressed.
Wow.
Content
okay.
Needs to be addressed.
Okay, so are you telling us that...
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Are you telling us that you're getting some bad resumes and you really think you have to focus on that now?
No, I'm getting some resumes that
needs help.
Content needs to be addressed.
Okay, all right. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. And I just want to point out just a few things that I think a lot of us are not aware of as it relates to an employer's needs.
Okay.
Some of us are out there and we are in a different world, meaning we are in the world of searching for a job.
Right.
We are in the world of our own profession. We are in the world of our own social gathering, and we're not thinking about the employer's needs.
Okay.
And the employers are in their world of needing employees and are thinking on their term, on their level. Therefore, you need to come to me with what I'm asking you for.
Okay. All right. Well, that's fair.
Okay?
I think that's fair.
And by that, I just want to give out a few tips here that are very, very important as I relate to other persons and hear what they have to say. And I want them to understand that it's important to list what you have done in the past on your resume.
Right.
But it's also more important that you hold back on some of those things for your interview. Because your interview is where you're going to sell yourself to the employer.
Okay.
So if you put everything out there on the resume, there's nothing for you to use to sell yourself when you go in there. I encourage everyone, do no more than 2 pages of a resume.
Okay, no more than 2 pages.
There are some persons, they write books, they publish articles, they do so much. And some of those things are not necessary to put on your resume. And I am going to repeat myself.
Okay.
You need to hold off on some of those things for your interview.
Okay.
You have to remember the purpose of the resume and your cover letter is to get the interview.
Okay.
You know? So the interview is the time and place to sell yourself.
Right.
And you're going to expand on your experience and your qualifications and so on. And what I also want to say is that your resume should be clear and easy to read. If you decide to handwrite that resume, which should not be so, but I do understand some people's position because they do not know. So I'm educating you. Please make sure it's legible, easy to read.
Well, I didn't even know that, Judith, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I didn't even know people are writing resumes with handwriting. I didn't even know that.
Ma'am.
I didn't even know that was acceptable. Is that acceptable in the industry?
It's not acceptable. That's what I'm saying. It's not. But I do understand people who are not educated in that area.
Wow. Okay.
And that's where People 490 comes in. We teach you the right thing to do.
Okay. Wow.
So on your resume, you should have like the heading. It should be bold. And it should be consistent with the rest of the text. So you can't have a font that is Times Roman, for example.
All right.
And then you're going to have College or something else down the road. And, everything must be consistent.
Okay. As you mentioned that, I wanted to ask you something. A lot of people, they send out their resumes and they go curriculum vitae, or some people just write resume. Which is the correct thing?
Either one is okay.
Is good. Okay. All right. So for those of you who are doing that, because I've seen, the different headings, so I just wondered which one is more acceptable in the industry. So both is okay.
Yeah. I really don't hear of anyone complaining That's about the heading. At least not yet.
Okay. All right. Okay.
And since they both mean the same thing and everybody knows what both of them mean,
right,
then I don't see the problem.
Okay. All right. Great. Okay. Go ahead.
Make sure it's neither, too small nor too big. Because somewhere in the resume, in some cases, they have small prints, and in some other areas they have big prints.
Right.
Make it consistent.
Okay.
And then, as it relates to the objective, I would encourage people to start the resume with a brief statement.
Oh.
Maybe, 5 lines or less.
Wow.
And you're going to be stating your purpose in creating and submitting your resume. That's important for us to have.
Okay. And what if I don't know my purpose? Because I'm applying for a job as a receptionist. So I don't really have a purpose. I'm just looking for a job. What are you recommending to me?
I'll do it. I'll train you.
Okay. So here you go.
When I get it, I'll call you in and say, "Come, you need to correct this. This is how you do it."
Okay, all right. So you kind of guide them through the process once you see
what type of position you are seeking. I'm sorry, Diane.
Okay, yes. so once you get a resume and you see Judith say, okay, this has come to People 490. I am reviewing this, and once you see the weakness in the resume, then you say to the person, we need to work on these things, right?
Yes, we need to talk.
Are you getting resistance from people? Because some people they want a job, but they don't want to do or conform to what you would be trying to tell them. How do you handle people like that, or do you have any experience with people like that?
I have had a few.
Okay. Okay. So
not in the most current, but what I find, people like those are really not serious about finding a job.
Okay.
They have other resources, and believe me, they do. You know they do. So they're just trying to put up a face.
Okay. All right.
Because when they come and you're saying this is the case, and you see it, you can feel that, they're probably doing somebody a favor by being there.
Yeah.
Maybe the mom is on their case, or,
right. Yes.
And they're supposed to bring supporting documents to you. And you don't hear from them. And then you call them, and you can't get them, and, all sort of stuff. Next thing you see them, maybe on the road.
Oh, okay.
I was supposed to
come back to you, and I didn't.
Excuse me. That's okay. I'm sure when you are ready, you will bring them back. And you move on.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Continue with your resume. So we need to be consistent with our type of font that we are going to use. So can the heading have a different font from the body of the resume, or you have to make both the same?
No, be consistent with the font. You can bold your heading. You can bold your heading.
But make sure,
consistent with the font.
All right, okay, we got that.
Yeah. And for your qualification, let me go back to the objective.
Yes.
You have to have a brief statement. It is very, very interesting to know what this person, what they're interested in. So you're going to name the type of position you're seeking. What I've found in the past is that people don't know what position they're seeking.
Wow. That's interesting.
They just want a job. And for us, we're not looking for people who just want a job. We're looking for people who want a career. Whether they're in a career change or they want to continue the same career they are, but they want some growth, more responsibility. Maybe they're actually working, but they don't have they're not being challenged as, they want to be. And they want growth. Maybe the company they're with, there's no growth in where they are. So, these things happen.
Okay.
But it's important.
So we need to understand that there's a difference between a career and a job.
Yes.
P before 90 is trying to steer you and help you in your career path as opposed to you just looking for a